in order to make sure that we have a record of this meeting. There may be some people that will join afterwards and so on. So we want to make sure that everyone has this. Okay. Um, so thank you so much for joining. Again, you can use the chat to put any questions that you have, or if you want to raise your hand, you are welcome to do that also. I appreciate that. And we will want to have kind of a conversation and share ideas and things in order to explore, like we mentioned, that was mentioned in the prayer, explore what are some of the different options that we want to have for our children's education. Marcy, so good to see you again.
So good to see you too.
Excellent. So I want to really thank Marcy for spawning this idea, really. So this whole thing is coming thanks to her and many others very generous souls that are helping us putting this together. Okay. So and that is kind of how we want to do this more as a community than anything else. So first of all, just to break the ice, I want to ask for you to put in the chat, what is your favorite book? What is your favorite book? Okay, yeah, except the scriptures. Okay, so let's exempt, okay, the scriptures. Let's go, beyond the Bible. We probably all love the scriptures. Now let's see, here we have The Hiding Place, Anne of Green Gables. Oh, so beautiful, so fun. Freckles, that is a fantastic book. Jane Eyre, Telling Yourself the Truth. I don't know that one. Okay. Who is the author of that one, Christy? Gone with the Wind. I haven't read the book. Is the book much different than the movie? Debbie, is it better than the movie? How would you say? What would you say on that? Let's see, The Great Divorce, C.S. Lewis, The Help. Okay, we have another vote for The Hiding Place, Little Women. So the movie and the book are very similar. The Secret Garden, excellent, excellent. So good. Beautiful books, really. So some of my favorite books are The Lord of the Rings. I love the Chronicles of Narnia, all of those. In the comics, I have to say I love Asterix. And I don't know if anybody knows Asterix. It's a French comic series, but fantastic book. So a comic book, a series of those. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. So most of you, I imagine, are connected or have heard about the Well-Educated Heart Network. Okay. So what has been some of your favorite experiences with the Well-Educated Heart? Okay. You can either type in the chat, or if you want, you can raise your hand, or unmute yourself and talk. Okay. If you raise your hand, I can call you and then you can unmute yourself and tell me what has been your favorite experience homeschooling with a well-educated heart, or any other strategy, okay, that you have used. Casey, permission to have more joy. The people I have met through the Mothers of Influence and Well-Educated Heart, Jessica, excellent. Amber says it takes the stress out of our previous educational experiences. So a lot less stressful. Excellent. Especially in homeschool, the permission to have more joy. Akela says, I felt my own heart being touched and softened, and I feel that I have a better vision of what God wants for my family. That is beautiful, really. What a great blessing to have that experience. Feeding the heart before feeding the mind. Love the culture it creates in the home. Okay, a culture, I imagine, is a culture of learning, of curiosity. Is that correct, Lindsay? Excellent. Seeing other and more important ways to learn besides the public school style. That's great. Learning a philosophy that verbalizes things I believe for my children's education. It helps me refine my vision, Amanda. Very, very good. Marcy, being able to find more joy in my role as a mother, wife, teacher, and daughter of God. More peace in my home. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. What a great, great experiences here. And one of the things that we want is to maintain that. Okay, so whatever we do here in order to help, support, and improve on your experience, we don't want to retract from any of this. Okay, so Milexi says it helps the whole family to grow to their full potential as spiritual beings in this physical experience. Beautifully said. Excellent. Charmaine, able to follow our curiosities and have real learning. All right, great. That is great. Okay. So my next question now is, and in this one, I'm going to actually ask if you could raise your hand and unmute yourself to answer the question. Okay, so I think that this will be better. My next question is, what is one of the challenges you have encountered with homeschooling your children, especially as they grow older? Okay, as they get into the teenage years, what have been some of the challenges that you have encountered here? Amanda?
I find that it's hard. Sorry, I'll start my video. I find that it's hard to put the way learning into the boxes that the public school wants for colleges, or if she's participating in schools, it's hard to box up the way that the public school wants, like English 11 and Math 10 and all of those things, because we learn it all so fluidly together.
Excellent. Yes. So it is kind of a challenge again to box things in. Okay. All right. Excellent. Any other challenge? Anyone else?
For me, it's trying to get my kids to see a vision of stepping forward and taking ownership of their education. I think some of it may just boys take longer to mature than girls, but that would be it. Not catching a vision yet of what it means to be in high school and to own your own education.
Not a catching the vision. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Have you seen that gets more, exacerbates more as they grow older, or is it happens at any time?
Well, my oldest is only 15 and a half. So for now and then his brother's just a year behind him. So I've got a 15 and 14-year-old boy, and I think some of it's just boys. And I think some of it's just them. The younger ones, it's different because I've been doing the Well-Educated Heart for longer with them. So I think they're getting a little different experience. So for the older ones, it's undoing the foundation they had.
Ah, yes, yes. I can see that. Thank you, Kayla. Christy?
Unmute. Anyways, so one of the challenges I have as my kids are getting older is the resources of what resources we have, and I'm specifically looking for biology this year and asking other homeschoolers, where do you go? How do you do? What do you use? Because I've got a lot of background I can teach, but I need some kind of foundation, or, and she wants to do science and animals. And so I thought, okay, this is good. And so you guys are literally an answer to my prayers, wondering where to go. And so I want to just thank you and mention that this is huge for us. So thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So the resources, yeah, I see that one of the challenges could be that as the children grow, the breadth and the depth of the academic concepts and the learning increases. Okay, and so it may be more difficult for the parents to support. Thank you, Christy. Rachel?
One of the challenges that I'm finding, here, I'm trying to move into a different room, sorry. One of the challenges I'm finding with my son is that he's been public schooled up until now. And I just noticed that, like with math, he's really good at it. He's very smart, but he doesn't love it. And I was seeing in public school his grades go down because he wasn't engaging. He didn't love to learn. He was doing it under duress. He was doing it because he had to. And in pulling him out, I find that I don't want to follow that public school mentality of making him do it. I want him to love it. I want him to not just learn it, but love it and have that lifelong learner mentality.
Excellent, excellent. Yes. So, it is interesting because a lot of times the students perform, but they really don't love. They learn to jump the hoops without really internalizing what is it that they are learning or trying to learn, to grow
Right.
from that. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate that. Kelly?
Sorry, took me a
Yes.
minute to find the unmute button. With my teenagers, homeschooling has been great for giving them time to develop interests and be able to deep dive into those interests. But now I'm finding we're having a hard time matching these long-term goals that they want to do with their day-to-day time management. And I'm finding it takes a lot of checking in with them to making sure they're staying at it's their goals. And I think it's a problem adults have too, but to stay on track to get to those goals is something that we struggle with my teens.
So stay on track. Could it be like having more support for holding them accountable? Is that
Yes.
what I'm hearing? Okay. Yeah.
And I think in some ways it would be better not coming from me as teenagers. It'd be better maybe coming from a mentor, somebody different, but we haven't figured that out yet.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So that is one of the things that I have noticed also, that as the children grow, they get to a point where it's not that they are, rebelling or anything like that, but they want to expand their social circle of mentors, of teachers, of friends, and other relationships. Okay. So that is actually important. Marcy.
Yeah, just building on that, I think for me, it's kind of two things. It's one, they're kind of looking outside their own circle and wanting to do more with peers, but they don't, I think because my children have been more homeschooled than otherwise, they're trying to learn how to do learning in a group setting. So that's kind of a unique challenge for homeschoolers sometimes. They do a lot with peers, just not in a classroom type setting. And then the other thing is just challenging them to ask more questions about what they're learning. And instead of staying on the surface, sometimes helping them learn how to dig in a little deeper and go in a little further in something that they are curious about, but maybe not knowing where to go to find more information. Like for me, learning how to guide them without like laying it all out before them and doing the work for them.
Yes, yeah. Which I think that, so now we have, thank you so much, Marcy, for mentioning that. One of the challenges that we have now in the information age is that literally we have oodles of access to information about everything, okay? But a lot of people confuse findability with knowledge, okay? Being able to find something doesn't mean I know it, okay? It is important to develop very good strategies for searching and finding information, because now we have all the information there. But then the other part is to actually, how do we then internalize that in order to be able to say, I know it. Now I know this. Okay. So very, very good. Very important. All right. So let's see in the chat. I have a few other things. Let's see. Okay. So Don says, how to teach the upper level ideas in a hard way. Feels like it has to be structured with textbooks in high school, especially to prove completion for high school credits. That is actually a challenge, okay, in some of these subjects, okay, where do we, how far do we go? How do we teach the subject without taking the heart out of it? Okay. Jessica says, we don't have other homeschoolers in our area with high schoolers with our philosophy. My son would love friends who read the types of books he does. Excellent. So that is one of the blessings really of having this type of networks, of being able to work together and bridge the distance in order to communicate these things. Excellent. So we have then explored these. So these are some of the things, of the main themes that I see that are coming from your answers, okay? So some of the themes is the issue about developing and maintaining the love of learning, okay? So maintaining the love of learning as your children grow, and if they want to expand their reach, okay, academically and so on, how do we maintain the love of learning, so it's not just jumping hoops, and at the same time being able to have an education where they can prove what they have learned and accomplished, okay? So those are some of two things that I see, being able to, in a way, fit the box of saying, yes, I've completed a course in biology or in physics or in math that at this level, okay, I know this, and these are the things that I have to prove them, all right? At the same time, without taking out the love of learning from that, okay? Another thing another main theme is the issue about resources, how to actually address these different topics that may become more challenging, all right, as the students grow up and they have a more wide breadth of academic needs. All right. So those are some of the things that we want to provide for you. Okay. So that is really, what we are going to do. Let me tell you, and let me share some of my experiences with some students that I've had in some of my courses. A few years ago, I developed a course named Reasoning Through Classical Mathematics. Okay. The first time that I taught this course, it was to homeschooling students. It was live. It was in the early 2000s. Okay, so we would get together and we studied the elements of geometry by Euclid with these students, and it was a fantastic experience. Okay. The next year, you know what happened? The mothers came and said, we want to take the class. And so I offer the same course to a group of homeschooling moms that wanted to learn geometry. So they would take the class from me, okay, and then they would either, try to teach that to their children and so on. And it was actually a fantastic experience for both of them, both for the students and the parents, all right? And I think that is one of the characteristics of the well-educated heart, okay, that is so valuable. That in here you have actually the opportunity. The whole philosophy is that the mother and the children are really learning together. The well-educated heart is both the heart of the mom and the heart of the children. Okay. And so we are actually going to offer these courses, okay, both for students and for parents. Okay. So it will be available, the same courses, the same content and everything. And we will have one class that is going to be dedicated especially for students in the morning. And then another time when we are going to have the same classes dedicated especially for parents, okay? And, I'm going to say parents because, sometimes a father may also be enthused about joining us in this, okay? But I imagine that it will be mostly the moms, all right? But how does that sound as an idea? What do you think about that? Okay, you can raise I think there's a button that says reactions, okay? You can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, all right, on these things, okay? So we see a lot of thumbs down, some thumbs up, and a heart even. So excellent. This is good. So several hearts and everything. All right, good. So yeah, we will offer that because I think that is a critical part of being able to continue learning together. That is also going to help you model to your children how important learning is, really, that you are also willing to go with them into these other subjects and areas together. Okay, so that is one thing that we are going to do here. Let me see the other part. Okay, about the love of learning, the theme about the love of learning. How are we going to maintain and promote that? One of the ideas about it that I have is that because this program is going to be non-accredited, at least for the beginning. Okay, hopefully if it becomes very successful and popular, we can try to seek accreditation and try to find that. But what we are going to do is to focus on doing these courses using textbooks, but mainly we are going to use classic works. Okay, so works we are going to learn by actually reading together and learning together from the source documents and the source places where these ideas have come from. Okay, and as we do this, we are going to make it more, instead of me providing those sources, we are going to make it really like a scavenger hunt, okay, where the students are going to be the ones tasked with finding, curating, and then sharing with one another what they are finding and learning and trying to answer each other's questions and be able to learn really as a community all together. I'm going to be guiding, but my goal is not to be the one always, providing, delivering the information and the students being just passively there getting things. Okay, so that is how we are going to approach that. The other part about, how do we prove the learning? One of the methods that I love in my classes is for students to take notes. Okay, so I always tell my students, for each class, get a notebook. Okay, you can just get, these are just $2 notebooks. All right, you can put a cover on it and whatnot. And then you take notes about all the things that you are learning in your notebook. This becomes the transcript, basically, of what you are learning. This is the proof of the things that you have learned. And so, I hate, okay, if I may say so, 3-ring binders. Okay, I don't like 3-ring binders because 3-ring binders are just become empty, okay, empty pages. So I really prefer a bound notebook where the students are able to write things by hand. Okay, so that is one of the things that I love about that. All right, so what would make this your ideal solution for helping with your children's math and science education? What would you be the features, the things that you would want to have in order to make this the ideal solution for you and your family? You can again share your hand, raise your hand, okay, and share out loud, or you can type in the chat. These are phenomenal ideas, everything that we have shared and learned so far together. Okay. What would make this your ideal solution, specifically in this part, in this aspect, we are going to focus on math and science. Do you know why I'm focusing on math and science? By chance? I am not a scientist, okay. My doctoral degree is in instructional science, in education. All right. But why do you think that we are going to focus on math and science for this academy? What do you think?
It seems like math and science are the ones that are the hardest for us to keep up with our kids and have the right resources and the knowledge, but also to make it to make it a heart thing. It is so hard to know how to do math without the rote repetition, here's your worksheet, do this math test. I don't know how to do that.
That's right. Yes. So that is exactly why, Amanda. Okay, these are the hardest for parents to complement, to grow into, to find the appropriate resources, and then how do you make it and keep it fun? Okay, so I promise you and assure you that this class on math, on the elements of geometry, is, most of my students have said this has been the hardest but most fulfilling class that I have ever taken. Okay, and they probably think that they will probably ever will take it. All right, but it is incredible to see how fulfilled they become when they realize what they have accomplished, what they have learned and done. So it is a very, very different approach to math learning. Mhm. Let me see. Okay, in the chat we have Don says, helping my child be excited about high-level math concepts is a useful way of seeing its usefulness in the world. Excellent. So yes, one of the things that I love to do is, as we study these concepts, is to tie them actually to principles of the gospel, all right, to the scriptures, and also to how these things are used in actual real life. So it would be, becomes very empowering, really. Acacia says, what would make it ideal? My kids would see that what math and science are important and worth learning. Excellent. So they are able to see the value of that. I would like my kids to enjoy math and science, feel confident in their abilities, and feel prepared for college classes if they decide to go in that direction. Excellent. So being able to grow in confidence and ability. And that comes by actually doing it. Okay, so that is what is going to be our focus is going to be on doing these things, doing math, doing science in a proactive approach. Let's see, Jody, my oldest hates math from his public school experience. And to be honest, I had the same experience. So I don't know how to help him see it differently. All right, so I hope that that we are able to help with that. And again, a lot depends on how do we approach the study and the learning of math. Mm-hmm. So let's see. The last one is they seem the most overwhelming to cover and teach. Maybe we feel we have to be experts. That's right. So that is the reason why we are focusing here at the beginning on math and science. I really think that eventually there may be also some opportunity to involve other teachers to teach literature, to teach writing and other subjects, engineering, and so on. For now, we are going to focus in here with these subjects that I have already developed courses with. Okay, so let's see, Marcy. So let's see, one comment before. Don says, can you share an example of what your class will be like? For example, will you be sitting at your desk like today, or standing at a board, or will you be showing your screen and just voice over? Great question. So the way that we are going to do it is we are going to have, the class is going to be over Zoom. I am going to be sitting. I am not going to be standing in front of a board, but I'm going to have a tablet that I'm going to be sharing also with the students. And we are going to use tools for the students to also share their work, how how they are doing and solving problems and so on. We are going to be able to see those things together as we all work together as a class in different problems. Sometimes we are going to make a lot of use of breakout rooms in order for the students to pair with another student and work on problems together and so on, and then come back to share. The way that we are going to run the class is we are going to have, for each one of the courses, 1 hour a week of a live class all together, where I'm going to present, okay, what is going to be the new material to study, what are the things that I expect the students to do, and then start doing and working on those things, answering any questions they may have, and so on. And then we are going to have 1 hour immediately after the class. There will be another hour of study hall. Okay, so the study hall is a time for all the students to remain online. All right, but now they are going to actually be working on the assignments, on the things that they need to study and prepare for the following class. Okay, so hopefully by the time that the study hall time is done, they are going to be completely done with the homework, or well underway in being able to finish their homework for that week. Okay, so that is the idea. Let me share my screen and share with you the schedule of what I have planned so far. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let's see. Let me, there we go. Oh, I thought that I had this open. Hold on a second. Okay. All right, so let me see. Open with. Okay, I need to share this other screen, I guess. Or, oh, no, let me do this, sorry. I really thought that I had this already open. Okay. All right, so here we have the schedule for the week. All right, we are going to have classes on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Okay, and it's going to have, we are going to have one class in the morning. These are all Mountain Time. Okay, so you will need to kind of adjust the time to your time zone. But we are going to have the math class on Tuesdays, biology on Wednesday, and physics on Thursday. Okay, and then the other time, and then after each one of the class, we have the group coaching or the study hall time in order for the students to start working together. I'm also going to have time for one-on-one coaching. Okay, so the students will be able to sign up to one-on-one coaching sessions. And Marcy, you've seen how the one-on-one coaching sessions work and how effective they are in helping with the students learning. They are fantastic. So that is why I want to continue doing that. And then we are going to have the other time in the afternoon. So it's going to be from 3 to 4 in the afternoon, the classes, and then the group coaching from 4 to 5. Okay, so I know that this is still kind of early. It's going to be 5 o'clock for the Eastern time. All right, so those on the East Coast, it would be a little later. But these are the classes that I would love to have more parent participation. There may be some students also sign up here, but you know, what we want is to have mostly younger students in the morning classes and mostly parents in the afternoon, evening classes. Okay, but they are still open for everyone. Okay, so we are not going to discriminate on that. Okay. So any questions about this, about the schedule so far? Any questions? Okay. So let me take care of the chat. Okay, so, all right. Can you share? Okay, so the example, Marcy says, I have never forgotten when my middle school math teacher shared over and over why he loved math so much, because it was always true and beautiful. And that was so inspiring to me. Though I didn't pursue math as a professional, I do love it. And I think it is a large part because of that inspiration that teacher gave me. It got into my heart. I have had similar experiences, Marcy, really, and so that is one of the reasons why I really love math. Okay, let me see. The Amber asks, what level of math understanding do they already need to know in order to take this class? Okay, this is an interesting question. Okay. As far as level of math in order to take this class, you know, if they are good at reading and reasoning, if you know, if they are able to understand the reading material more than anything, and they have just the basic rudimentaries of math, they are ready for this math class. I'm going to make no qualms. This is going to be a hard class. Okay, it is not an easy one, but we are going to go slow enough to make sure that everyone is staying on target. Okay. And this starts really from the beginning. Okay, the elements of geometry is the very beginning of math. And the book itself has, let me show you, okay, all right, I don't know if you have seen the elements before, but there's no numbers. In the whole book, there's not a single number, okay? It's all mostly about reasoning and thinking and proving things geometrically, but it's really the funnest game ever invented. Okay, so does that answer your question, Amber? Is that okay? Let me see. Kimberly says, what kind of prerequisites should the students have completed for the elements of geometry? Okay, I think that probably if you were to say a Saxon math level, you know, 8, 7, that would probably be okay. All right, that would be okay for that. Acacia asks, if a student isn't able to take a class in the morning, could they be part of the parent class instead? Yes, absolutely. Okay, what is, that is 5 a.m. where I live, so I could just do both in the afternoon. Yep, that is perfectly fine, and that is also a reason why I'm doing it this way. So 3 o'clock in Hawaii, 3 o'clock here is, I think, like 10 in the morning in Hawaii. Okay, so we should be fine. All right, to catch even everyone in that area. Carrie says, my daughter is dyslexic. She can read well, but needs to go slower, or her comprehension is lost. Could she keep up? Okay. I have had several students with dyslexia, and I have found that yes, they can keep up. Okay, there are many different resources for them to do. One of the things that I recommend for the students that have dyslexia is to use screen readers. So the elements of geometry is online, okay? So you can have them either use a screen reader or have someone else read it for them, okay? And so if you are taking, Carrie, if you are taking the class with your daughter, then that would be a good way of kind of synergizing and doing things together, okay? So you could work as a team on this. Does that make sense? In the exams, we are going to have kind of exams that are more like challenges, okay, more than actual exams. But we are going to have the opportunity, the students will be able to choose whether to do a written exam or a verbal exam. And so students with dyslexia many times have chosen to do an oral exam with me. And so we get together in Zoom, I ask the questions, and then they go and share what they have learned and everything. And they do wonderfully there. Okay, it's a great experience. Okay, so let me see. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so Amber says, my daughter has dyscalculia. There is a literal math wall that we've been trying to help her hurdle. She is a strong reader though. Since it's mostly reasoning, do you feel that she can still move forward with this? I want her to be challenged, but she's not at high school math at all and still has elementary level math foundation. You know what I think is, let's try it, okay? I actually think that, again, Amber, if you are there together with her and me, we can really partner together in order to make this work, all right? And I really want to go at a pace that will be comfortable for everyone, all right? There may be some students that go faster, okay? And so then we will be able to put them in separate groups, okay? Within the class, that I envision that there may be some students that want to go faster, that could go faster. We'll group them together, okay? And then there are maybe some other students that want to go slower, and then we'll group them all together that way and help one another reach where we need to be. Kelly?
Maybe you said that and I missed it, but how much time do you anticipate each class taking outside of that live class? Then you've got the hour study hall. Is that kind of contained in that? And then also, do you anticipate students taking all three of these classes at the same time, or is that kind of ideal? Or, and also, is it one semester or is this for the year? Those are all my questions.
Excellent questions. Great questions. Let me try to make sure you tell me if I answer them all, okay?
Okay.
All right. So most students are going to need about 2 or 3 more hours after the class and the group coaching time together in order to complete everything. Okay, so there will be some other time that I expect that they will need to invest in the class. Okay, all right. Second part of the question, I actually would not recommend the students taking more than one of these classes at a time. Okay, I actually think that it would be better for them to take one of these classes, okay, make sure that that is working well for them, that they are able to keep up with the pace, with the interest and everything, and then next year they will do another one, okay, all right. So I'm not going to preclude anyone from signing up for more than one class, but I'm not going to encourage it. Okay, so I actually would probably say the best thing would be just take it one step at a time. Okay. If you have an older student that is, kind of ready to graduate, finish high school and everything, and they haven't taken these classes or they are very interested in this, then I would probably say, yes, you can go ahead and take more than one. Okay. Does that
Are
make
they
sense?
each, yeah, are they each one semester or is this for the whole school year?
So these are for the whole school year, all right? So the way that I have the calendar year is here, okay? And we are going to have on September 1st, all right, oh, let me see, sorry. I'm not sharing the screen. I switched the thing and I forgot to share the screen. So let me do that. Okay, there we go. So this is the school calendar for the school year. So we are going to start on September 1st. We are going to have a student orientation day. Okay, so from now until this time, I'm working as fast as I can to put everything together in order for you to sign up. All right, but I don't have it ready yet. So I'm working on that part, but that should be coming very, very soon. So as soon as I have that ready, you'll be able to sign up. And then we have the first event is September 1st. It will be a student orientation and it will be during the time of the live classes, okay? And both in the morning and in the afternoon. And then on Friday, the 2nd, we are going to have a parent orientation. Okay, so this will be for all the parents, whether you sign up to be in one of the courses yourself, or if you just have your students, especially if you just have the students, we will invite you to have to this parent orientation meeting on September 2nd. And then the first day of classes is going to be September 6th. So on Tuesday, September 6th is that when we are going to start. We are going to have a fall break, Thanksgiving break, a Christmas break, and then a winter break and a spring break, and finish at the end of May. Okay. So that is what we will be doing. Okay. So did I answer all your questions, Kelly? Yeah, excellent, excellent. Good deal. So I'm going to leave this here, okay? And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chat the link here to these files if you want to get them. Okay, so let me see. Share. Okay. All right. So let's see, and let me make sure that I share it with everyone. Okay. This is the one for the weekly calendar, and then this one for the yearly calendar. Okay. If someone could try it, if you can give me the okay that is the links are working, that would be awesome. All right. All right. So Acacia says, can you tell us more about biology and physics classes? Yes. So biology, we are going to use most likely this textbook is called Concepts of Biology. It's an OpenStack high school textbook. So it's actually very affordable. You can get the printed version, or you can actually access it for free online, all right? So there are some advantages and disadvantages of one and or the other. We are also going to be using, I need to figure out all the logistics, but we are going to be using, oh, so it says, okay, so I share the wrong link. Let me do this again. Okay. So let's see, no, anyone with link. Okay. All right, so let's see if this is a different link, what it gives me. Okay. Try them now and see if, okay, and then let me change to this one. Link. Okay. So yeah, that work. Okay. All right. Excellent. Oh, I need to get the other one. I need to change it. Okay. So there we go. All right, excellent. Thank you so much for confirming that. So the other, in biology, we are also going to use a software called Labster. That is a lab simulation software that is very, very useful. Okay. We are going to use probably Labster both for biology and physics in order to do those two. And then for physics, we are going to use this textbook. It's called Conceptual Physics. It's really a classic. It's a kind of an older textbook written by Paul Hewitt. And it's one of the best textbooks in order to learn physics without focusing on math. Okay, so it really focuses on learning and understanding the concepts of physics and going little by little on those things. Okay, so that is the main textbooks that we are going to use for those two classes. If I have some advanced students in physics, I'm actually going to have them read, and we are going to work together on this book. It's called The Evolution of Physics, and it's actually written by Albert Einstein. So if you are looking for a classic, kind of a well-educated, hard type of classic book on physics, this would be it. Okay, so I would love to be able to use this book, okay, together in a class and really explore little by little. It may take a couple of years to get through the book, and that is just perfectly fine. But if we do this, we are going to have a physics education like none other, really. Okay, so those are the ways that I'm going to handle both biology and physics. Okay, so let's see. How frequently do you say class was each week? 1 day per week. Okay, so 1 day, 2 hours of live class, and then the students can also sign for one-on-one coaching sessions. Okay, Stephanie says, what if we have a senior? Can he take math and science classes? Yes, all right. If it's a senior, all right, that would be the case where I would say, yeah, you could probably handle taking 2 of these classes. Will you provide an information sheet for parents that has this schedule information, details on platform being used, and how to use it, and list of required? Yes, so that is what I'm going to be working ferociously in all these next days. Okay, so, and I have already started working ferociously on this. So, what edition of the physics book? So I'm going to also be sharing the particular edition here of the conceptual physics books and so on. Okay. What is the price for your service? So I'm trying to do this as affordable as possible. Okay. And we are going to set up, I still need to set up this the plans and everything on the platform that I'm using. Okay, so it's going to come up really soon. We are going to have the let me see if I can share this link. This is going to be the platform, okay, that we are going to share, to have the courses in, is in the Mighty Networks. So it's going to be a different network from the network of Mothers of Influence, but it's the same platform basically. And in here, I'm going to have all the courses, and you are able to sign up for the courses and so on. It's going to be about $75 per course per student per month. Okay, so that is the fee. In the physics and biology, because we are going to be using some other software like Labster, I'm going to have to charge an extra fee for the Labster software, okay? And I need to figure that out with them, all right, how much they are going to charge me, and then we'll pass that on. In the math class, we are going to be using GeoGebra, and also I need to figure out the cost of the license. In the past, when I have used GeoGebra, it has been very, very affordable, so that may be included already in the price of the course, okay? But that is what is going to cost and to happen, okay? So that is it additional 75 for the parent as well? Yes, so the idea is that both the student and the parent, okay, they sign up as students, all right? And what I would encourage you when you go and do the sign up, when I send you the information of how to sign up, okay, that your students sign up with their own account, their own email, all right? And then if you want to also sign up to participate in the class, you sign up with your account and your email. So that will help us make sure that, you know, we are in the right group, in the right course, and so on, okay? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So that is how we are doing it, okay? And that is what I have. Oh, let me share one last link that I want to share with you is this one, okay? And this is a link to my Calendly. I would love to talk with you one-on-one and answer any questions that you have, okay? So if you want to schedule some time with me to keep asking questions or seeing anything in particular, you can use that Calendly link and schedule time in my schedule, okay? So that is all that I have. Kelly says, my 10th grade doesn't have experience with these subjects yet. Do you recommend he starts with the math class? I would probably say for him to start with the one that would sound most interesting to him, okay? So that is what I would recommend. So as I put these classes together, and I'm going to do an introduction video for each one of the classes. When I send you the link for those, watch that with your family, with your students, and decide which one would I want to sign up for, okay? Which one sounds most interesting to me at this time, all right? So that is what I would probably recommend. Okay. Any other questions? All right. So with that, we are going to call the this webinar, okay, this information webinar finished and successfully done. I'm going to end the recording, okay. All right, so